Well, Lord Hollick is chair of the Lord's Economic Select Committee. He joins us now from central London. Lord Hollick, good morning. You say there that there's no convincing case for HS2, that case has not been made clear. But if you're stood on a platform waiting for a delayed train, you're stuck on an overcrowded train, frankly, you would say that's all the evidence that you need, that infrastructure investment is badly needed.
Well, we're very much in favour of infrastructure investment, but the evidence in the public domain is that long-distance trains on the West Coast main line are indeed 43% full and between 50 and 60% full at peak times. And it's only on Friday evenings after the peak time and at weekends during football matches that on the long-distance trains there is actually overcrowding. And also there's overcrowding coming into London, as there is from most commuter routes coming into the city. So the case is very unclear, and there's a lack of data because the government have refused to reveal passenger usage data, which should enable us to examine this question in detail and also to examine the question of future demand in detail.
Yeah, the Department for Transport says that the demand for long-distance rail travel has more than doubled in 15 years. How would you prefer to address that need?
Well, I think there are a number of alternatives which have already proved successful. Longer trains, changing some first-class carriages into standard-class carriages, and introducing modern in-train signalling, which allows more trains to travel on the same track but closer together.
This is all intended to spread the economic benefit across the country, to connect the north to the south better, to improve journey times. But frankly, people saying actually it's London that would benefit most out of this and not the northern cities that so badly need this investment.
And indeed, that's the evidence from abroad. In France, Paris has very much been the beneficiary. That is not to say that some of the other cities like Lyon haven't benefited, but it's very much the capital city that will benefit from this investment. And the evidence that we received suggested that better regional links, let's call it the Trans-Pennine Way or HS2 as the Chancellor's called it, would actually stimulate growth far more effectively in the north. So we believe that the government should look at that option, which could be done at a much lower cost rather than putting all its eggs in the HS2 basket.
Briefly for us before you go, a lot of people suggesting, frankly, all this dithering, further delay simply makes it cost even more. They have a point. Surely we should just get on with building this.
We say amen to that. We get on and build the right solution, and the government now has, the new government will have until the end of 2016 to look into these matters more in greater detail, provide greater clarity to convince the public that this is a good investment, or to come up with some alternatives, because the hybrid bill won't in fact come out of the Houses of Parliament until the end of 2016. So there's time aplenty to look at this again.
OK, Lord Hollick, good to talk to you this morning. Lord Hollick, there, chair of the Lord's Economic Select Committee.